Hey, so happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the Sound Healing and Light Language Activation. I'm Jewel Jackson. I just changed my name. I was formerly known as Jill Gu. Some of you have probably seen my things on social media. Um, and we have Leslie here and Michelle, and we have been doing, this is our second time that we've been doing sound healing together and sharing the light languages with you all. And we felt like tonight was really a wonderful time to help support people as we're in eclipse season. So we had a new moon eclipse like a week and a half ago, and we have a full moon coming up on Saturday. And as you know, eclipses are that amplifies and intensifies energy and our feelings and our emotions, and it kind of brings up the stuff that's hidden in the corners and the shadow parts. And so it can be intense, an intense time. And so we wanted to kind of let this focus tonight be, how can we support you all on your life, on your path and your journey with sound healing and light languages as we're in eclipse season. And, you know, we just moved into fall. And so that seasonal change too is a big time. You know, humans, we shift when we have seasons that change in our lives. And so it's a great time to come together as a group and do this. So we're really excited to share this with you tonight. I wanted to start by just giving you a little background about how did I start channeling light languages. And I'm going to have Leslie share her story too. And so I started my business in '95, and I've been learning different modalities along the way. And I love what I do. And in 2017, I went on a retreat for myself. I wasn't hosting this retreat. It was a Lee Harris retreat, who I love and adore. And we went to Costa Rica. And while I was there, I had a really profound happening that went on in the middle of the night. I got an activation with my hands, with my heart. My whole body went through this couple hour transformation and attunement while I was in Costa Rica. And then once I got home a few weeks later, I was getting ready to go to sleep, and the light languages just kind of flew out of my mouth. There were 5 different ones that came out over about a 20-minute period. And I was like, what the heck is this? Not really happy about this. And to be honest, I was in resistance. I didn't really want to channel light languages. I thought it was ridiculous and silly. I kept calling it crazy town. And I'm like, no one's going to want to listen to this. No one's going to want to hear this. And so it took a long time. They worked on me for about 1.5 years. The light languages were coming through and slowly giving me some understanding of why. And I'm going to talk about that. I have a little presentation that I want to share with you tonight, a little bit more about light languages and why it's coming in this way, and why this is happening and what it's all about. What I did learn is that it's a way for us to kind of awaken into our essence, into who we are, into our path. And it's a helpful tool that can really give us a boost into evolution, is what I feel. It's a way to just describe it very quickly. But an interesting thing is the retreat that I was at, there was 44 of us, and 4 of us left from that retreat activated and started doing light languages after that retreat. And we found it out down the road when we met again for another Lee Harris event, and we started talking to each other, and we're like, this crazy stuff happened to me after this retreat. And someone's like, me too, me too. There was 4 of us out of the 44 that got activated, and we've been channeling light languages. So that is my story. And I, you know, once I got over myself and got out of my own way of accepting that this is what I was called to do, to channel, to offer to other people, then I started working one-on-one with people, and then I started doing groups, and now I'm sharing, and I'm not ashamed. I was like, this is so crazy, Tone. I don't want to do this. And I know, Debbie, and you can relate, right? You understand what I'm saying, right? So that's my story, and I'm really excited to share this, and I love sharing the light languages. So when they come through me, they come through my throat, my mouth, and how I describe it is I'm a channel for the light languages to come through, but this vessel, Jill Gu or Jewel Jackson, my vessel also receives the channeling when it's coming through. Does that make sense? So after I channel light languages, me as a human being 3D, I feel it too. I'm getting the channeling gifts as well. And I channeled last week for a group. It was a large group of, I think, 40 people online, and the light languages were coming through and coming through. And afterwards, I was so zippy. I was like dancing around the house, and I felt like electrified in the most positive, profound way. And so I just wanted to share just a little bit of nugget of kind of how this rolls for me too. I feel grateful that I'm able to channel this and share it with others, but I also receive it too. So it's kind of a beautiful gift. But I wanted to pass this over now to Leslie and let her share her story with you. And we do have some similarities. So Leslie, take it over. Yeah.
So I'm Leslie Wegleitner, and gosh, it was about 18 years ago for me that I was invited to a channeling group, and I was going there to watch others channel. I had no idea that, anything was going to hit me. And then, I don't know, a few months into it, all of a sudden I start drawing these codes. And I didn't know what they were, but everyone around me encouraged me, keep it up, there's something to it, something to it. And then, of course, the voice started getting activated. And that's when I was like, oh no, I'm comfortable with the codes. I can do those. But I was, kind of like with Jill too, like, not going to do that, not going to do that. And then there's a point where it's almost painful that they're just right there and you can't stop it. And so that, was my experience also. And then they just started flowing out, and I still pretty much stayed in the closet with it. I did it in the channeling group, at home, driving down the road or whatever. And what I found were the codes that I was drawing and the language I was speaking, they really were one and the same. And so that's why I kind of get my information of what I was speaking or what I was drawing, and what it kind of meant, or at least the symbology of it. And so now through the years ago, and then it was not even heard of what light language, because I tried Googling it. I tried, there was nothing. And I thought, kind of skeptical, like Jill, I'm sorry, Jewel. Jill going, I don't know. I just, who's going to listen to this, and what the heck is this? And then I realized through meditation and stuff, they kind of showed me, like when I was a little girl, I loved to go off. My parents had 50 acres, and I'd go off by myself for like all day. And I was agate hunting. And they showed me how that's when they would work on my light body, preparing me to speak the light language. And so these codes I've seen in dreams is like almost a gold writing, like throughout my field of energy. So I kind of carry it with me. And so, people around me just kind of probably get the vibration sometimes, if they want to or not, but it happens. And then when I hit about 50, I was guided to really get present in my body, because I think it was time to really take it to the next level and get out there and share it. And then along came human design, which is another modality that I use alongside the light language. And human design actually came in 20 years ago too, which is very interesting. They kind of were simultaneous. I dove into it a little bit then, but in the last 5 years, I've really dove into human design, and I didn't understand why, because they didn't seem like that all went together. But what I'm realizing is how well they complement each other. And if you don't know what human design is, it's a system that it's in a body graph format. So you can visually see like the dynamics of your energy and how it flows through your chakras and kind of ley lines that are in the body. And so through that mechanism, I really get the sense of how a person is to be in the world, and then also to be in relationship in the world, and how they can navigate, challenges, or use their strengths in better, ways. And with the light language, human design is also about getting out of the mind and being present in the body and witnessing these energies and how they interrelate with others and self. And then in comes, the light language. It's all about out of the mind, and expanding that energy to really understand the dynamics of that too, but it just comes from a little bit of a different angle. So it comes from a nonlinear, um, you can't really translate it. So all you can do is feel in the body. And so they really work well together. And I coach with the two. I've set up coaching for just human design for coaches. And I, also teach self mastery in human design. So that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, this is awesome. I'm so excited for what Leslie's going to share with you guys tonight too. But before we go on, I want Michelle Ray to introduce herself. Michelle, go ahead.
Thank you, Jewel and Leslie. It's really an honor to be here and to work with these two women during a time when we are evolving at such a rapid pace, and the connecting language is sound. And I have studied for many years in the mystery schools, and in every sacred tradition, in the beginning, there was the word and the sound. And I feel as though it is the communication that we're getting from light and sound that is assisting as we move into this new human era on the planet, higher levels of consciousness. And it's a direct support system as our physiology, our body adjusts to the higher light frequencies. And I find this gift of light language that these two women bring through for us to be super supportive, both in the healing of things that got fractured or split off, and also in the supporting ourselves as we, for instance, activate new areas of our DNA. There's new inventions coming in all the time. Like there is this ideas are changing, paradigms are changing, the energy is changing. And I think our mental bodies, our physical bodies, and our emotional bodies need the support to catch up as in a resonant way. I know one of the ways the sound comes through for me is in geometric shapes and colors and spins. And I work when I also all three of us do coaching work in groups and individually. And those types of toning that come in and sounds that come in, and being able to, we all are emitting photonic light, which has a resonance and a sound every minute. And I believe we're in a call and response with the higher frequencies, whether it's from the central sun or our guides or however we think about that, to be able to assist us again in that resonant and coherence, because it takes a lot for the biology to adjust. And I'll close with saying that this experiment with the three of us, and we have another co-collaborator, Bonnie, who is not with us this particular event, has been a in the world, boots on integration and embodiment of, we might call it the fifth dimension or a higher frequency, where it's not collaborative, it's not highly structured, it's not patented, it's and not hierarchical. It's a very collaborative. We trust what comes through in the moment. We trust each other, and supporting each other and holding each other in unconditional positive regard is the heart of this new unity consciousness, higher levels of consciousness. So I believe doing this in community through support like the sound healing and light language in the embodiment of the 5D is a part of the process of the integration and movement towards living our lives this way. And those of us on this call just happen to be in the bell curve, on the explorer pioneer side, like, ooh, let's do more. And oh, we're in a small minority and we're like, no worries. Makes our heart sing. So super excited that you're here to share in the experiment and the energy. And I've recently had a pretty major surgery, so I'm kind of on a 20-minute up, and I'm about ready to head on out. So I won't be staying for most of it, but I'm super grateful to be here. I will be receiving and interacting with the energy, and I'll turn it back over to Jill. Thank you both and all of you for being here.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you, Michelle. What I love so much about Michelle is that her words are just this wise voice of wisdom that is profound. And I always love it when you talk, because what comes out of you is so beautiful and aligned. And I hope you guys really felt what she was saying, because I don't speak like Michelle does. I'm very, easy, just kind of get there. She is this wise soul. And so I love when you share, Michelle. Thank you so much. You said that beautifully. So what I'd like to do at this time, I'd like to share my screen. We're always, see if we can get this to roll. This doesn't look right. What do you guys see?
I see your screen,
Just
but
the presenter part.
yeah.
We'll open it up. Or full screen.
Yeah, I'm trying to find where that would be here. Let me just,
Of course, we had this 100% right before we started. We even practiced.
I'm going to exit presentation. Let's try it again.
There you go.
Let's see if we can do this again. Enter full screen. Now I think
You got it.
we're good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So tonight, sound healing and light language activations. This is what we're up to. This is using transformational gifts of sound and light to raise our vibration. And so the light languages that I channel are ancient and galactic. Leslie, would you say yours are both ancient and galactic too, or mainly galactic?
Ancient and galactic. Yep.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. So these can bring in new energy and open channels for us for healing, for clarity, integration, growth, and transformation. And obviously it's different for everybody, but there's all these possibilities that can support us in so many different ways. Light languages are multidimensional languages that are understood on our DNA level, on our cellular level, and our soul level. So again, it bypasses our thinking brain and it goes right to those levels of our being to bring in this new energy. So think of light languages as a vibration. It's a sound, a tone, a resonance, a frequency, sacred geometry. Michelle just mentioned that she works a lot with sacred geometry. And it's from both ancient and galactic languages that deliver powerful information that can assist us on opening our hearts, releasing blocks, limiting beliefs, and anything that's kind of holding us back from evolving. And I love this graphic of the ancient and galactic, kind of working together. Light languages is the cool thing so when the light languages come through for Leslie and I tonight, they adjust to the resonance and frequency of each person according to your vibration and what is needed in the moment. So I've experienced this before in groups where a light language will come through and one person will say, gosh, when that certain light language came through, I just felt very peaceful and calm. And somebody else would say, my gosh, I got super excited, and somebody else is over here in the corner crying. So it'll adjust to you and what you need and where you're at, which is wonderful. So there's nothing you have to do, just receive it. So think of light languages as deeply layered alchemical transmissions of information. The sacred geometry patterning, this is what's beautiful. It bypasses the constructs of our mind, our 3D mind. And so it doesn't have to be broken down for our emotions or for our mind to understand. It's kind of this innate understanding. The light languages interact directly with our light body. So much of the clarity comes from the trust of the unknown. And it's not a word for word transmission. And early on when I was channeling in groups, I would always get someone raise their hand and say, so that second light language, where do you think it was from? And what was it saying exactly? And I always said, that is not the point. And they want you to just really let it come in and feel it and let it be like music and not have to let your mind make meaning of it, or it's not a word for word transmission. So it's more a deeper understanding on a deep level. And then this provides us with attunements and activations, and you all will be receiving several of those tonight because Leslie's going to do a couple channelings and I'm going to do a couple as well. So this can really transform you, like straight up. I've seen it, witnessed it, and Debbie Ann is here tonight if you want to share some of your experiences. She's been following us along on this journey, and she's had some really powerful transformations happen. But it can increase your manifesting potential. It'll open up new channels for new beginnings, all around you, within you and around you. So there's possibilities are endless, people. So get excited. I hope you're excited for tonight and really opening up to the possibilities. So light languages, they can help on a physical level of healing. And I know Michelle just had some major surgery, and some of you may have injuries or things going on. It can help with physical healing. Light languages can help with mental and emotional healing. If there's, if there's things you're going through in your life that have been very intense and stressful, it can help bring some recalibration on that level. This can help generational healing. I like to share this story. I was in a large group. Cindy Dale had asked me to come in and channeling with her classes at Normandale. And there was probably about 35, 40 people in the room. This was early on. Like, Cindy Dale was one of the people that was like, why don't you channel in my class? And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so scary. Like, I can't do that. And so she was really the one that helped me to get into group channeling. Anyway, when I was channeling in this group, there was a woman sitting right in the middle on the very back. And after I was done, she, I said, does anyone want to share, ask questions or anything? And she raised her hand, she stood up and she was just weeping and crying. And she said, during the channeling, my grandmother showed up. And there was a profound healing that happened with my grandmother, and I knew it healed my family lineage. And she was just sharing this profound thing that happened. So it can go back more than just you. It can help with family lines. And then there can be angelic healing, like on a soul level. And it can open up higher realms for you to connect with higher realms in your life. So powerful. So here are just the activated sound healing, how it can help you. We talked about this already. Bypass your thinking brain. Our brains like to make meaning of everything. And I ask tonight that you try to just let your mind of trying to figure things out, just to kind of go take a little break over there and take a nap and allow yourself to connect to your higher self and your innate wisdom and how you feel, and receive the healing energy tonight. Everyone is going to receive something different, but I know it can help you physically, mentally, emotionally, generational, with families on a soul level. It can help you release blocks. So we're going to talk a little bit about kind of your intentions that we're going to set tonight. Oh, I encourage you to have like a piece of paper and a journal too. You might want to do some writing. This can activate your DNA, your pineal gland, increase your intuition, your inner knowing, support you on a cellular level, a soul level, and initiate ascension to help you to expand, grow, and evolve. Doesn't that sound wonderful, everybody? Right? So open yourself to possibility and I'm going to say the magic of light languages. So tonight, whenever Leslie or I are channeling, I invite you to try to feel the languages instead of going into your thinking brain, your thinking mind to try to figure them out. I want you to be open to the vibration and think of it as like you're just listening to universal music coming in, and you don't have to know what the language is saying, but you'll feel it. It can be really powerful if you let yourself get to that space. Now, light languages have different tones, vibrations, and patterns to them. I tend to have a very large variety pack of different languages that come through. And I know, Leslie, you have some different ones, right? A couple different ones that come through. And they're going to have a different sound, a tone, a resonance. And some are fast, some are slow, some are quiet, some are loud. So just be aware. Sometimes you might feel, oh, that's so comforting. Or you might feel language is like, wow, I'm just getting talked to right now. Just be with it. Just notice what you notice, but they're going to have a different flavor from language to language. So just see what shows up and be curious, be open, and lean in. Everyone will experience their own unique experience tonight with the light languages. Some people have referred to it as like this inner knowing, like they're coming home. They just feel, I've had people say, that was familiar to me. I don't know why or how, but that language was familiar. I felt like I was coming home. Other people say that they feel this amazing amount of peace, clarity, calmness, serenity, relaxation. And then other people, they feel sensations, they get visuals, they see colors, energy starts moving through their bodies. They might get warm or tingly. Anything goes. So just know that it's all unique to you, and just see where you're at. And you'll probably notice it'll be different when Leslie is channeling, or if I'm channeling, or if she's got a certain language coming through, it'll change. So just be curious, be aware, and just notice what you notice. So, question, does anybody have any questions that you want to ask before we move on to the next layer of things? If you do, you will have to unmute yourself. We don't have that power to unmute you, but I can mute you. So if you get rowdy, I'm kidding. Does anyone have a question? No questions? All right.
I'm just super excited. So
Awesome. Great. I'm glad you're here, Debbie Ann. Okay, so Leslie, I'm going to turn this over to you.
Yeah. Oh, you've got it up there even. So nice.
Yeah.
I thought it would be a good idea to kind of get everybody's energy in the circle or in the ethers or however you want to look at it. And so Jill's got a nice little form that we can kind of go off of if you want to just kind of say your name and what drew you to this event tonight and a win that's happening in your life and the biggest challenge right now. And then, you know, what's your intention if you want to share it? Go ahead, or if you just would choose to have it written down and for yourself, that's fine too. So just share what you would like, and we're all be here listening.
Yeah, and if possible, if it's possible, I'd love for you to come on camera while you're sharing so we can just see you if you're okay with that. And I'm going to ask Debbie Ann to start. I'm going to pick on Debbie Ann. Is that okay, Debbie Ann?
that's fine. That's fine.
Okay,
Well,
thank
I
you.
am Debbie Ann Brayton. And like I said, I'm super excited for tonight's session. So I was at the one in person, which was, well, took me a couple weeks to integrate that. Let's see, I'm up in Bacchus, Minnesota. We put our house on the market, and so we are hoping to move to Tennessee within the next 45 days. So my intention is to get clarity for this next week as we just listed our house. We've got an offer on the plate, and I'm just trying to do the right thing for all parties involved, including ourselves. What was the other? I think, yeah, I love light languages, to be able to receive it. And it was great to see the word universal music, because it does apply so differently. And like when I'm explaining it to my friends and stuff like that, they still think it's a little woo-hooey. But I don't know, I still am in that kind of the baby step stage where I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is just so much fun. You know, it's, to me, it's very exciting. Like I can be like, kind of down, and then all of a sudden, like you experience the light languages, and it's such a fast shift. I've done different healings throughout the year, and it's so new, but yet so familiar. And if I can hold that, and the key for me is to not go, well, what does that mean? Or what it, you know, so you have to really step aside. For me, I have to really step aside and just really be present, which is for me, that for everyone is to be more present to our lives. And the more that I can be present to that, the more I experience it. So, yeah. So I'm so excited
Yeah.
that you're speaking here.
That was beautiful, Debbie Ann. That was well put. I love that. Yeah, that's great. Thank you for sharing. Marcy, do you want to go? You're still muted, my dear. You'll have to unmute yourself.
Sorry
There.
about that. I was just going to say, Jewel, that you're coming across on screen, like your color, your glasses, your eyes, like everything's popping for you. I'm over here like very muted and you're like all bright and all your energy. But anyway, so my name's Marcy. I have done Reiki with Jill and others, and am a level 2 Reiki practitioner myself. I am feeling the energy everywhere I go these days, and I'm just feeling a little sense of just heightened everything. And I just really felt like coming today was what I needed to do. I get all of Jill's social media, and I like to follow and keep up, and I believe in energy, and I believe in all of this that's happening energetically in the world, and anything I can do to kind of help that and help myself is something I'm interested in. So that's why I'm here.
Awesome. Great. Thanks, Marcy. All right, Karen Peterson, you're on. Can we see you?
You probably can't see me because I'm in the dark. Hi. I'm Karen Peterson. Sorry, let me turn the light on real quick. I've done a lot of healing with Jewel, sorry. For a while now. I've known her for a long time, and I just need some healing right now. Thanks.
Thank you, Karen. All right, Lynn.
Excuse me. Can you see me? I can't. I'm
Nope.
kind
Your screen is still off. It just says your name.
of, well, I can't figure out how to
Oh, that's okay.
do it. Okay, so I just I have done some different things in the past with Jill, and I feel like it's the change of season, time to reconnect more to my spirit, and so I just was drawn to join the group today. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Joanne. You'll have to unmute yourself, Joanne. Just let us know what drew you here tonight. Any wins or challenges, intentions you want to share? Joanne, are you able to unmute yourself? All right, looks like we're having some technical difficulties with Joanne. Joanne, if you want to you can put this in the chat, or wait, oh, there she left. Okay, she might come back. All right.
Oh, I'm unmuted. I think I did it.
Oh, there you go. Great.
Hey, I'm here. I've worked with you, done some of the moon meditations with you, which have always been just tremendously lovely. And I think I'm at a point where I'm working on kind of connecting with my spirit and trying to receive more messages and understandings. And I'm thinking this might foster that. And just love the energy.
Wonderful. I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad everyone's here this evening. Great. Thanks, you guys, for sharing. I always feel like when we can speak our truth, no matter where we're at, and just share, and it's a way for us to energetically connect with each other. And I'm a firm believer that when we gather in groups, we can help ourselves, right? We can receive for ourselves, but we can hold space for one another. So I ask that we all just hold this sacred container tonight for each of us, all of us here, to receive these sound healing and light language activations to help us with our intentions, to help us with our path moving forward, and wherever we are in our life, to just bring us this boost of energy that will help us move forward into our light. Sound good? Deal? Do I have a deal? Yeah. All right, Leslie, you're on. Let's do some light languages.
Yeah. So I kind of created an intention. The initial activation, I just kind of did an intention for all of us. And then after that, me and Jewel thought it would be kind of fun if I did some individual work for each. So you can set after this activation, maybe something will change or come through for you that you would want to work on, individually. One thing I was just going to share that I found so fascinating about these eclipses and learning a little bit of them for myself is how it feels like everyone's in the same energy, but yet the house, so Libra was the new moon, it was in Libra. And so where Libra falls in which house in your astrology chart is the area that it's going to affect you. And now we're going into the full moon in Taurus and the same thing. So, and this can actually affect us up to 19 years, these eclipses. So we've, no wonder that it kind of feels like they're just compounding and we're just, all these energies are just coming at us and, oh my gosh, when are we going to get this reprieve? But some of the, sensations or things that you may be going through, physically, and some of these are probably going to be in the front and others might just kind of bring stuff to the surface for you to kind of ponder and think about. But this it could be like restlessness. All of a sudden you're making demands on others, or you're over promising things you just, unrealistically you just can't deliver. You feel pressure from a time restraint, like you have so much to do and you can't figure out how to get this all done. Applying energy, applying too much energy towards things or money that are really just not that important. It just seems like frivolously doing that. Doubts and anxiety, struggling to make decisions, strong feelings, especially in connection with family and safety issues. I found that one very interesting. And then becoming very aware of our emotional needs within relationship and for self. And then what's lacking in relationships and where codependency is happening in the relationships. Obviously with Libra, that makes a lot of sense. That relationship and family stuff would be coming up. And now what Taurus is kind of layering on top of that one is helping us clear out these patterns related to the possessiveness or possible lack of self-esteem, to find what makes us feel safe. And then we are at a time where our well-being is dependent on stability and patience and hard work and a steady routine. So here's that Taurus coming in with that, Taurus energy. And then financial security, being the second house, it's going to put a lot of contemplation on, our financial security and how that, actually plays a role in grounding us and makes us feel safe. And then there's also an element of re-examining for our health and how we are treating the body physically and dietary needs. So if you really kind of put the two together and kind of give a big overview, they're about balance between stability and adventure, obligations and passion, and taking care of ourselves while strengthening the relationships we need for our emotional well-being is kind of what I kind of rounded it up to be. So what I came up with for a group intention was, my intention for this activation is to encourage the aspect of self that yearns to be acknowledged and transmuted to emerge with clarity, grace, and ease. It is about fostering transparency so we can recognize our roles in our interactions without self-judgment, but with a mindful presence to observe the insights our souls offer for personal growth. We aim to embrace the guidance provided to elevate ourselves to the desired vibrational level. Ultimately, we intend to radiate this new frequency out into the world, making our personal transformation a part of the collective experience for those around us. Kind of lengthy, but there's a lot going on.
I think that's awesome, Leslie. What you wrote was very profound and succinct. And if I don't know how everybody else feels about that, but that like just blew me away, what you just wrote and what you wrote down for an intention. That was really powerful.
Thank you. So now we're just going to go into it. So as Jill had mentioned, or I'm going to be doing the spoken language, and then I also do codes that I write. And I'm trying to, well, and you know what, I want you guys to just really close your eyes and just focus on self and your body. And then afterwards, I can show you the drawing. Sometimes, you know, they come through at different, whenever they're supposed to come through. So, yeah, so I'm just going to have everybody kind of, just take a few breaths and just kind of feel into the body. Just be very aware of if you're sitting, you know, your feet on the floor. And just let everything from the day just kind of melt away. Any worries, mind that's going. Just take a deep breath and feel into that heart space. And just feel the body calming and preparing to be present within this activation, transmission. Yarako oma ipeshishta a manahata ko osa a tarikitara orkina homa edatako usacha aya namahopa itako orieta amahena kiasa usha homata niamana kiato imaka darako orekita ana hieso shapari go namiata Hamahia ko omaya takiasa. Nakitaka arakotori kishana makia. Paata. Nyamane ko to kamaniasa. Washaka eta na oma kata isata. Ina ko to urakiaba. Mahiato. Nina ka ota. Nyamane tisa takorita o mayata. Madako nya to pisata kayeta. Haketa o komaniata. Nyana kitara kitor kishta. Naka estara ko manio to kopai. Yabacha koriki nakiata o tarama. Nara kitara kushika arkat nukut nupa atukita atukushika anuto. Kata numtaka arkutska. Nasata shataka aparioto akanyotana naita isarisha mamahayoto naikata inikasa orgita baka eneke wusha makayata ndarako bayita yesarako yashako bayita nobito ma para koto pai napawa pai to saia dare no mama yetonya yeto ko isha kanya to ko mama kata yene taka o sahisha no mama de otaki nita aka nushtaka nama da ito isha tegisata matikita taka ito lepita isha Yamanato, Yesata Ishanoto, Amayata Kaeta, Yamanito, Hariketarita, Anakuna hisata oisha. Amaheata o maheta. Inato onesata isha tauta. Amaniata kanyoto nita pa ito. Niamaniato maniataka. Esa tikata nutiama. Yataraki tarakoto osha pari. Parita. Yutokosa. Ishataka itakariyoto tama. Amaritata ikushika. Yasaga ita. Pari itsa. Ishaka arki tita aho paritarieta. Yamaniato korita. Usari isha. Yamaniato. Yamekita. Yanamaniato varieto. Akaritarisa. Mata. Uta. Ikashita. Yamo papayata. Yamaniato korita kastareta. Arikieto koma. Amano chikana. Isarakarioto. Ushakana yoto matiata. Yano kori hita amata. Yana kori nigisato origa mata. Aka enutikasha Anita parikoto manioto. Nibaro koti na otaki sarakoma tiata. Yaki yato yato nisha. Yasa opa ita kaoniata. Ik odo oya. Yato uya patiko oniata. Itaki sarakoma shatikoto. Yavaniata, Yoso, Yo Pariata, Aniotoko Shikata, Alea Pariata, Yakara Otoko Miata, Yarato, Yakara Ataro Oma, Yamania Sora Oma, Parakasaro Hoshana Miata, Yamaniata, Yamanika Soracha, Nayato. No, Yamahaya Akasha Otokoma Akianamiato Yasa Nama Arietoko Onini Yasara Ore Ita Yamakayata Boshkata Nea Poriata Nikasoro Koshana Keata Nakerioto Maka Anata Niara Orti Shara Oramiata Nakasara Koshaniata Akari Otori Amokiata Nakrieto Sara O Menikita Nikoshika Nikoto Ikata Nikata Nikata Ukitata Ushikata Manikata Istakata Unikata Utakashika Parikata Nikota Otakata Utakota Arikoto Bastariata, Yamoriata, Yarakoto, Nayata, Mahita, Oseyata, Maniatoko, Mataka Isata. Yamani.
That was amazing, Leslie. I could really feel an activation in my third eye, crown chakra, my head area,
Mhm.
very expansive. How's everybody doing? Does anybody want to unmute or share, ask any questions, or just check in? Debbie M?
Well, that felt really good. I felt a lot in my crown chakra. It's like I really needed to get out of my head, and it's all tingly, and it's like these little when I close my eyes, it's like these little sparks. I can just see some sparks going out around. So thank you. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Great.
Yeah, if anyone else wants to share, just go ahead and unmute yourself and just share if you feel like sharing. You don't have to. Or if you have any questions before we go into, I know Leslie's going to do an individual activation and drawing for each person. Marcy, did you want to share? Go ahead.
I did. I didn't feel it specifically in any of the chakras per se, but I was just been tingly all over. And as always, my dog hops up onto the couch, connected to me at the hip, as he always is whenever I am either giving or receiving Reiki, because he is all about the energy and he wants to just suck it all away and keep it for his own little self, but he loves it. So he's on board too. So thank you, Leslie. It was good for all of us over here. We
Good. Good.
Anybody else want to share? Just go ahead and unmute yourself. Okay, Leslie.
Well, I'll just show the drawing that came through if possible here. Let's see if it'll work here. Can you see it, or is it kind of a light? See if I can make the light better. No, not really. Sometimes it works. Let me.
If you don't have it in the light, it's easier. Right there. There you go. Yep. Cool. Look at that.
Yeah, so at the very ending I got doorway. So like opening doorways, going through the transitions that we all are asking for and intending for, and having that courage and being empowered to actually do that. And the transparency, that word kind of came through, because it's to make change happen, sometimes we really do have to show up and be very transparent with ourselves, and to make that all, that honesty to, kind of help us through the chaos and the change and the challenge and whatever you want to call it. But so Jill, I might ask for your help on this one, just because
Sure.
to do this, to come in and out, if you want to just say a name. And one thing I was fascinated with, I already felt like it when I was doing the last activation, I could already feel the connection to different people. I didn't know where it was going, but I could tell it was, specific. But what's so cool about that in collaboration in a group like this is everybody receives it.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's also that aspect of that individual that comes through. But we'll just make it a little more individual. And I guess I should ask, if people have a specific intention of their own, if they wanted to come forward and speak that, and then we could do the light language for them around that, or we can just go ahead and do whatever your highest self wants me to transmit through. So
Yeah, how about this as a suggestion? How about everybody, if you want to just go into the chat and just kind of write your intention, and then Leslie can see that, and then as I call your name, she can see what your intention is, and then allow the light languages to come through to support that. How does that sound? Fair? So people don't have to go off camera, you don't have to talk. You can just put your name will show up, and then your intention. Like maybe it is to just find clarity, or maybe your intention is to release and let go. It can be that simple. Or if you have an elaborate one, go for it and write it down. This is all what you feel you want and need. So Karen put healing. Excellent. Yeah, it could be just a word or a couple words. To reground myself, Marcy. Okay. These are great. Yeah, just write your intention. And so while you guys are getting that written in the chat, Leslie I'll call a name. I'll just intuitively see who's coming forth. And then Leslie will be drawing the coding on a piece of paper, and you'll be channeling at the same time too, right? Both?
Right, yep, I'll speak some language and then channel through. So, hopefully they won't be very lengthy. It'll just be quick little burps. But as you spoke before, a sentence in light language is like a book in our language. So
Right.
yeah, quite impactful. So
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna have to try to, we're gonna have to track the a piece of paper of what I'm doing so I know which drawing is to whom, because I don't want to,
Okay. Okay, so I'll just call a name. You guys, does anyone have a question? Speak up now. Otherwise, I will just kind of intuitively see who's coming forward. And Leslie, you let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
I don't know if you're writing down everybody's intentions and name.
I'm just writing down the names right now.
Yep. So Karen is healing. Marcy is regrounding myself.
Okay.
Joanne, openness and clarity. Lynn is open to spirit. And Debbie Ann is release and receive. That's like new moon, full moon. Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So everybody go ahead and and so what Leslie just said, even though she's working on a specific person, you all are receiving, right? So it's like everybody's getting a little treat here for everybody, right? Okay, so Lynn is showing up first.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. Tako ushana meato usa amakita itaka ora pashana ito arako ori nyamatita yasara o pashirikata amarikoto pa e pareotoni ata arakoto umaki ita ina shariato Mayata nita usarikato umakisha tariata aparikata no mahiamata Arkisa Dorikisha Namaka Chikoto Orikini Pariato Pariasa Nyama Nyama Nyama.
That was beautiful. Leslie, do you want to go right to the next one?
Sure. And then I can go up to Karen. Okay.
Okay, Karen's next.
Karen. Yati oto nikata omaka e pareato ini shataka e saro o pariatana kiata parikatori imiata Umaka auto niesara onamiata. Davarigoto kishita na isataka. Aka ora pachitara mopa. Makieto maita nia ora kipa shara opa. Maria toriki. Maria tekishana etaka uniesara eta. Ma eta nine ita nukuti sata aka ita ne ushita. Mama nioto maita me ita uma hiania tani arita kushita kaniata mo pariata I pari oto mesa Nisata I Sarita Krishtika Atoma. No Maniana. Are Ata Isa. Yeshato Nimaniata. Arietoko Umakichika Arkato. On Hisara O Kaya Shatika Niata. Nyoto Matiata. And
Next one is Marcy.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay, Marcy, here we go.
okay. Yushata ama hioto oha. Parieto pa I tara oha. I kashara o mayata. I makisara po pare. Makito avariato. Isha parito ma esa o kaena. O mahita o pakaita. Esaro o pesha. Payata. A ore me ikata. Ake eta opa isha. Opa e. Oisa opa o Yamanyoto. Isha ko ma a to o I a.
Next is Joanne.
Isa Amayato. Dacha Tomaki. Akariato Mahi. Tabariato Nisa. Ayato Yamakaita. Yamanako Paranaya. Pachukoita. Yamakisa Parioto. Nimaneto Paieta. Ikaro Otana. Ita a. Mahita. Toparita. Yesa. Ah, yesa o pahi. Marieto Akisha. Nari Kotori Niata. Naya Satoko Pai. Mubai. Maya. Do. Nibasha. Naumaki. Pariato. Pariato.
And Debbie Ann.
Perfect. Release and receive. um, Da Lusa. Umamahi. Ana Oka. Hikasha. Pare Oma Hibacha. Isa. No Pari. Namahiko Honeata. E Pariato. Pasare Oshini. Pakiata na Oma. Pariato. Ta Eshama. Makaro Shana Oma He Marieta Uso. Uchapoka Adminayata. Maita Ushinida Bokapa. Mariano Pa. Hipako. Hito Shanayata. Hiato. Maita. Yabarato. Yasa. Yana haka ina tishika ama joto manie taisa. Ushamania tama yamo parea mehito nieta. Pari shakieta. Arioto koma. Nari dari dario doriata.
Beautiful. Leslie, how will you share these pictures with everybody? How can we do that so they can see them and get a copy of the picture? Is there any way that we can?
Yep. I could do it a couple different ways actually. I can scan them and send them via email. If that's easiest.
Yeah. Is there any way that we can see them tonight and just do a screenshot of everyone so they can kind of see and then they I think there's power in seeing what she just created for each of you.
So this was Lynn with Spirit Open to Spirit. I gotta try to remember if I can remember. Very much I was feeling the portal and the movement, and the right in the dead center, it kind of looks like a loop or a yeah, that's kind of my symbol for like higher self and connection. So not surprised that came through. And then for Lynn, or no, I'm sorry, for Karen, healing. Okay, so this was really interesting. It's been a long time that I've gotten to do something so specific.
Cool.
The dead center in the middle there is a very specific code for the healing that you were asking for. And the up above and down below were like frequencies or angelic beings or spirit or God team or guidance or however you put it. It was their frequencies that are helping you, the people that are helping you, or the collective that's helping you. I'm getting it's more collective energy that came through for that.
Leslie, I've never seen a drawing that you've done that looks like that.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I've done them, but
Cool.
yeah.
Cool. Karen just put a heart on her screen.
And then, so for Marcy, was reground and self, and of course, that's kind of like the Haro line, if people know what that is, the energy that runs through that contains the chakra system, and it was just connection, from the stars down into the Mother Earth. And then once again, the beings that are helping you and grounding you and that are at your side, holding the space was that. And then Joanne was open loop and clarity. I mean, I get kind of like the sense of what's happening, what's going to come through, and it makes me laugh. So here's the open and clarity. And it's so open. I mean, it's just like they just took, wide range of the space on the page. But where is it? Right down in here, this little was the clarity piece. So it's like you have all this open energies coming in and you're receiving, and then there's that little energy ball of clarity that will come from that space that you
it reminds me of confetti, like just like celebration, like it's the openness is like confetti of celebration.
And there's up here, this little piece up here too. It almost is like where the clarity comes in, there was a container. There was still, even though it was openness and it was very expanded, there was still a container within it. So and that was that. And then Debbie Ann was release and receive. And this, it was interesting. Okay, so as you can see, like the energy, I don't know if I can, okay, like the lines, I can't really see how it's going, but there's a line and then there's codes here and then a line and then codes here, I think. If that's, it was like that was the receiving and the releasing. And then in the middle was the information of, what that was to be or for your higher self, or, however they perceiving your higher self wants the information to kind of pass through and move. And then it was like it was like this vision I had, and it was like a little kid's toy. And I don't know, it was kind of like a merry-go-round, but I don't think quite. And it was, or like a top, when you spin a top. And so I kind of, how the energy is kind of curved. It was just kind of like the feeling that I got. That was like the first image that kind of popped into my head. And I was like, well, that's really interesting. And then that was the energy that came through, was like a snapshot of it. So it's kind of like, the universe energies all spiral, right? And that's why my codes are very, spirally and the movement of them. And so, yeah, that was just a perfect ending. It just kind of gave everybody the universal spin of releasing and receiving. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Leslie will make sure, that we get these pictures to you through like a PDF and an email. So it might be a day or two before we get that. But Leslie, you recommend like when people like have this, they can print it, you can look at it, you can kind of utilize it in meditation,
Yeah.
right? I have one of your drawings that I look at once in a while too. It's really powerful.
Yeah, and even I putting them by your bedside, and if you don't want someone to see it, put it under your bed or under your mattress or whatever, because they emanate a frequency, and so those energies will work with you. And so, you know, I've had people wake up in the middle of the night in a very specific piece of the energy, like they could see it, you know, and the vibration or feel it. And you may, you know, look at the drawing and it may morph on you. And like you notice something that you've never noticed before in 3 weeks or a month, or the next day you'll be like, I never saw that. Or so just kind of just let it do its thing. It's just like the light language, just allow.
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions for Leslie before we move into the last piece of this evening? Anybody have any? That was fun, wasn't it? Debbie Ann, you're muted.
I just felt like this swirling of energy just around me. And I have used that visual of that toy, that top.
Oh,
So that's pretty awesome.
it like came in so strong, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting. And then the drawing kind of mimicked that with the motion, and I was like, okay, well, we'll just go with that.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you.
Yep.
Great. Anybody else? This is awesome. This is wonderful. So if we're going to go into the next phase, but I'm getting the information that we all need to stand up and shake out a little bit, because Leslie just did 2 back-to-back channelings, and I'm about to do a couple integrative ones. And so I want you to shake, to move. You can be on camera, off camera, but I just feel like let's just get up and just move our bodies. When we move and shake and walk around, and just, it can help integrate the energy. You're receiving a lot of activations tonight, so I want you to remember to take care of yourself and just listen to what you need. I'm gonna, water. We got to drink lots of fluid. Is good. So get up, shake, and just walk around. Stretch a little bit. And just say hello to your beautiful bodies. Make sure that it's feeling good. Get what you need. And again, think of, as you're moving, you're integrating, and you're just kind of letting that really come into your cell, your soul, your DNA. Breathe it in. And just remember to take care of yourself. So as we start moving into this last portion, I don't know about you guys, but the time just flew by tonight. It goes so fast. I'm going to call in the light languages, specifically kind of what Leslie was talking about earlier when she talked about the new moon and the full moon, and like how we're sandwiched in between this eclipse right now. We're in the eclipse season, in supporting us with what Leslie talked about. So I'm going to guide you into a short meditation, and then I'm going to let the galactic languages, the light languages, the ancient galactic, either one, to come through and bring you this attunement, this activation. So continue to just be in this open place of receiving, but stay with your intention of healing, releasing, receiving, regrounding, connecting to spirit, all of what you just wrote in the chat. Or if there's anything else that is on the forefront of your mind that you haven't shared, bring that into this next layer of light languages. And this one, it will be, I'm going to guide you into a meditation, let the light languages come through, and then some point within that, I will come back and speak in English and say, open your eyes and watch and listen at the same time. So this is going to be a in one meditation, a twofer, where you're quiet with your eyes closed, listening and receiving. And then at one point I'll say, open your eyes. You guys can all be off screen, I'll be on screen, but watch and listen at the same time, if that makes any sense. I move when I'm doing light languages, and there's an activation by visually watching the movement as well. So that might be something new for you guys to experience, but that's what we're going to do. So if you're ready, you can go ahead, you can keep your screen on, but if you want to shut your screen off, it's up to you. Leslie, you're so funny, you're just laughing. That's what's happening. We're going to go for it. That's what we're doing. All right. So everybody, I want you to go ahead and get comfortable. Let's go ahead and take a breath, take 2 breaths, take 3 breaths, in through your nose, out through your mouth. And just feel your body. Rest into your chair. If you're lying down, rest into the couch, the bed, wherever you are. Feel your body just get heavy. Say hello to you in this moment. And imagine that this beautiful golden light is surrounding you in this giant bubble, and it's just allowing you to float up into the cosmic sky. So floating up in this golden bubble of light allows you to travel through space and time. So just take a moment to be in this bubble as we're moving and traveling to a sacred place. And as your bubble comes down into this sacred space, you're going to notice that you're in this beautiful garden. There's flowers all around you. So just take a moment to look around at the different flowers that you see, the different colors, the shapes. Just walk through this garden. And this garden represents relationships that you have with friends, family, coworkers, neighbors. Just notice the flowers around you. And just be curious, be open. Just notice what you notice without judging it. And now before you, a giant rose is coming, it's forming right in front of you. And this rose is maybe 8 or 10 feet tall, 8 feet wide. What color is this rose, this beautiful rose that's shown up right in front of you? Just notice the color. And it's opening a side of its petals. It's opening so you can step inside the center of this rose. So I want you to step into the center of this beautiful flower. And as you do, the petals come back and it's surrounding you, and you're in the center of this giant rose. Can you smell this flower? Again, what are the colors of the petals that surround you? Is it white? Is it red? Is it purple? Is it peach, yellow? It can be any color. Maybe it's a multitude of colors. Just notice what you feel and sense here. This giant rose represents the relationship that you have with yourself. I want you to just be here, feel it, engage with this rose, connect, and receive a download of support from this rose to help fortify your relationship that you have with yourself. Feeling supported, feeling held, feeling nurtured. This rose is taking you in to bring you this beautiful support in the relationship that you have with yourself. So as we know, if we can work on ourselves first, we can also improve relationships around us, but we need to look within first. Look within ourselves and really love ourselves up, finding self-care, self-love, connecting to ourselves in a deep and profound way. And now one of the petals that's in front of you is turning into a mirror. And you can see yourself in the reflection of this mirror. Have a conversation with yourself. Ask questions, seek guidance, and find balance within yourself. What do you need to learn? How much better and stronger can your relationship be with yourself? What do you need right now to support yourself on a higher level? Connect with you in this mirror and just take a moment. That higher self-reflection support you, bring you guidance, insight, love, light. And I'm even seeing the visual that the image in the mirror is actually reaching out and hugging you and holding you. So it's not a separation. It's almost this beautiful blending of self. There's no separation. So give yourself that hug. Allow yourself to hug yourself through that mirror. And feel your heart expand into this beautiful place within this giant rose that is loving and supportive of you, the relationship that you have with you as you continue to grow, expand, evolve, transform. Remembering to give yourself grace and space as you evolve. The road is not always smooth. There are bumps, it's life. So if you can give yourself space and grace and unconditional love through it all, you're golden. Now I want you to just allow yourself to be cradled and held inside this beautiful rose. You can lie down, maybe you want to lie in a fetal position in this rose, or you're sitting up in like a yoga seated pose, whatever feels good for you. But I want you to rest and relax. And now it's time to receive a light language activation, calling on the light languages to come forth, to hold space for each and every one of us with our intentions that we're holding tonight, individually and as a group. Techuryamki kontu kantar koyata ha techuchuru o kaindi dieta ha no kikura tekishatieta hukura amplarieti kukuyu satari inkoya katieta hanayakite shuya tayaka a o you ya Nirandira sutukuria yandiru yandiru Nira sandiru yandirikia yanduru kia ngồi chạy chỗ đây cả ai đó đi rú cái số dầm nhìn theo cái hận tổ đi anh rồi gì chứ chứ cả nhiều 有我的我运气我我先去，对，我大概知道嗯。Kita chunche, kita suya, kita Teotoyandaya, Ueteanduya koyandea, Ura, Uyandera seoturam kiatiata, Hayandoro shuryu uyatandikia a. And now I want you to open their eyes to watch and listen. They want you to watch and listen. Hey, totoo. Hai tunchere tantoro mabai teke ha ena ora. Hona etin shuchare ketenita. Ah, o. Ha neta. Esa shu. Cha shu. Neta letaneti da nikata ate shu sha eta ko ona eta esa ta anekato oya te ni ona sate ete eka na sato na ke ene eta ne sate ene shu na liti eta anikato asha eneta Kone eta ne eta ula ene eta hane shushu shani ne na eta ke sone ete narieto nuria and shune eta la eta ene kete eta esha tene marevete eta norio nari kesone eta aneka shoshon shonshitse shoshon sitsitse aneta kune tuyeta shonshe shesha shansosa eta morivo kone esate eta aneto uya shoshosha ene kete eta en sotto nariate tomo koyata inda soshoneti eta tonoriata tete shonoyata yata tonoritu Oni etai sanseri ivani katari muro yato niki etane sektor nurovara enika aisa ani uru magdiketia tu Enuva eka ishunu Nayandai Uruma Indoria Indoro Indriateru Taramorevike Atanda Euro Sosaharin Tayata Shusha Bemboriumba Tantayatandanda Urenta Ika and the Esate and the Urim the Indicata Tashe Poreva and Ikarieta et se cha honeva inikorushatani e a hane ite ka ana ashu e. Ina kashoni ite de marabo kani eta ete shur morivi aren kare eta oho ha no e na a ho e yum da e am de o ya a en da a e a o a sha go yeah. Enta ita enta o oniete asante e a. Shoo. Mm. Mm. Be present with your feeling sensations, body feels rose around you, holding space for you in this moment. And go ahead and take 3 really slow, deep breaths. Come back to the sensation of your hands, your feet, your arms, your legs, your head, your spine. How are you guys doing? Just wanted to check in. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Fabienne? Marcy?
I feel great.
Good.
I feel like, I mean, when you were doing your light activations, I felt like a huge like whoosh, like when your hands were, anyway, I just felt this big whoosh. And then that was it. It was interesting.
Nice. Awesome. Thanks for sharing the whoosh.
The
I know
whoosh.
yeah. Leslie?
Yeah, I was very grounded, very present, tingly all over, and the same thing. It was like this auric field washing. You know, it's just like this soft, just washing things away, just, you know, very gentle and but yet staying very present physically. So very tingly and yeah, very good, nice.
Thanks. Sharon, Leslie. Debbie Ann, Karen, Joanne, and Lynn, I see that you said you're doing good. Very cool. Anybody else want to share anything? Debbie Ann, go ahead.
Yeah, I felt just like this letting go and just really the clarity and the groundedness in it, in order to receive. And it's interesting to have your eyes closed versus when you have your eyes open. 2 different experiences, but both very lovely. I love this stuff.
It is your jam. Yeah. Thanks for sharing, Debbie Ann. Yeah. And that's the thing too. Like I like it when people share because we are all unique and we're all going to experience something different. I know Karen wrote in the chat that she's very relaxed right now. Joanne said her hands are tingling. So we all experience our own things, but it's kind of fun to share just to see, you know, how we experience it, you know, and yeah, it is different if you're listening with your eyes closed or if you're watching and seeing movements happen. It can be very different. So as we move, I want to honor our time tonight too. I know we're a little bit over, but I want to honor or remind you that you received many activations tonight, and they're a powerful boost of, you know, cosmic energy, love, and light. So I want you to remember that to take good care of yourself. drink lots of water, sleep, rest. If you're hungry, eat. If you're tired, sleep. If you feel energized, you need to move your body, because remember, moving our bodies can help integrate energy. Even if you feel like singing or toning yourself, I always recommend that to people, because sometimes this can activate our own throat chakra, and it can help us to even release. If we feel like we've got some stuck energy, we might just feel like going, oh, after we're off the call here. If you feel like toning, like let that come forward, and see what your dog does with that, Marcy. Just kidding. Frankie sees that on his back with his tummy piece, feeling the love. I love it. But also journal, write some notes down, because maybe you got some information during the meditation or a light language, or when Leslie was channeling. It's always good to write our thoughts down and way for us to help us process and integrate. Leslie, is there anything else that you wanted to add before we close the evening?
I was just gonna say, if you have any relevant dreams tonight, pay attention. And then if you can get out into nature tomorrow, really help ground it. The next 24 hours is very helpful. Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions or anything before we wrap up tonight? Anything you want to add or say? All right. Well, I want to just, and Leslie and I want to just thank you for being here tonight. We love sharing the light languages with people, and we know that there's just this beautiful magic can happen, so stay in that zone of being open for possibilities, miracles, magic, transformation, healing, change to happen in your life. Like, just allow yourself to be free with it, just to be open with it, and journal, because things will shift, and I think there'll be beautiful things for you. They're already here. But stay in touch with us. We plan to do this. Right now, we're kind of sharing this like once a month. We're doing some online, then in person, and online, in person. So we'll definitely stay in touch with you guys and let you know when we have another event. And Leslie will get those pictures to you so you can download those as a PDF and have them, because I think that's valuable. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed your Monday night. This is a good Monday night jam as we step into. Remember, there's a full moon on Saturday. It's a lunar eclipse. So again, stay gentle and kind with yourself. Everything's amplified. So whatever you can do to, take care of yourself, that is the key when we're in these eclipses. And eclipse season is perfect for this kind of stuff. It's a perfect time to come within and do inner work. So you guys all picked a winner here by coming. It's like, this is what can help us get through eclipse season. So you guys get an A+ for choosing to take care of yourself in this way. I think it's great. So love you all. It was so great to connect with you. Leslie, anything else before we head out?
Thank you for coming and contributing to the energy and moving it, and it's been wonderful. Yeah.
And take all this magic and shine it out in your communities and in your places and spaces. Share it, because you guys are all lights, and it's amazing what we can all do. So bye, everybody. Have a good night. Sleep well, and we'll be in touch. Bye.
See you next month. Bye.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye.